15 banned Roman technologies that were just too smart for their time. You know, power doesn't just rise, it disappears. And sometimes, yeah, it takes its greatest secrets with it. Buried beneath ruins and rewritten history are technologies so advanced, so practical, that parts of them were quietly abandoned, restricted, or simply lost. What's unsettling is this: many of these ideas actually solve problems you still face today. Water, heat, security, survival. The kind of knowledge that doesn't just build empires, it keeps people alive when everything else falls apart. This is not just history. This is a survival blueprint from a civilization that really mastered efficiency. Concrete that refused to die. Modern concrete cracks in decades. Roman concrete, though, hardens over centuries. Structures built over 2,000 years ago still stand, even after constant exposure to seawater. The secret lies in volcanic ash mixed with lime, creating a chemical reaction that strengthens over time. For a prepper, this isn't just fascinating, it's a lesson in durability. Build once, build to last generations. That formula was eventually forgotten, likely because it didn't serve fast construction economies. Heated floors without electricity, cold kills. The Romans knew it. Their hypocaust system pushed hot air beneath floors and inside walls, heating entire buildings evenly. No wires, no fuel dependency beyond firewood. This was efficient, silent, and powerful. It turned homes into survival shelters during freezing conditions. Today, similar systems exist, but they're far more complex and expensive. The Roman version was simple and replicable. Water systems that never failed. Roman aqueducts moved millions of liters of water daily using only gravity. No pumps, no electricity, just precise engineering. Even more impressive, their distribution systems kept water flowing across cities for centuries. In a grid-down scenario, gravity-fed water systems are the gold standard. The Romans perfected it, then the knowledge faded with centralized infrastructure. Fireproof building techniques. Urban fires were constant threats. Roman builders responded with fire-resistant materials like stone, brick, and specialized concrete. They designed spaces to limit fire spread, creating early versions of firebreaks. In survival terms, this is critical. Fire destroys faster than anything. The Roman approach focused on prevention, not reaction, a mindset that's often missing today. Portable military bridges, speed wins battles. Roman legions carried prefabricated bridge components, allowing them to cross rivers quickly. Entire bridges could be assembled in hours. Think about that. Mobility without dependence on fixed infrastructure. For modern survivalists, the concept translates into modular design. Build systems you can move, adapt, and rebuild fast. Underground refrigeration. Long before electricity, the Romans stored food in underground chambers packed with ice and insulated with straw. These spaces, well, they maintained low temperatures all year round. Food preservation is survival 101, you know. This method required no power grid, just planning, location, and insulation. It's honestly a forgotten skill that becomes priceless when refrigeration fails. Now, about surgical tools that were ahead of their time. Roman medical kits included scalpels, forceps, and bone saws that actually resemble modern instruments. They understood sterilization using boiling water, plus basic hygiene practices. In emergencies, medical knowledge matters more than technology. The Romans proved that with simple tools and disciplined methods, survival rates could improve dramatically. Road networks built for endurance. Roman roads stretched over 400,000 kilometers. Many are, surprisingly, still usable today. Layers of stone, sand, and gravel created surfaces that resisted erosion and heavy use. These roads weren't just for travel. They were supply lines. Lifelines, really. When chaos hits, movement is everything. The Roman mindset was clear: build routes that never fail. Now signal systems for instant communication. Before radio, the Romans used fire beacons and reflective signals to send messages across vast distances. Information could, honestly, travel faster than a horse. In a modern blackout, communication becomes a weak point. The Roman system shows how low-tech signaling can still coordinate large areas effectively. Advanced sanitation systems were a hallmark of Roman cities. They had sewer systems that removed waste and reduced the spread of disease. Public toilets and flowing water really improved hygiene at scale. Disease, honestly, can collapse communities faster than conflict ever could. The Roman focus on sanitation wasn't about luxury, it was all about survival. Clean systems mean, well, longer life. Now let's talk about multi-layered armor design. Roman armor balanced protection and mobility. Layered materials absorbed impact while still allowing soldiers to move efficiently. For survival, this is a reminder. Gear should protect but never slow you down. Mobility, in the end, keeps you alive. The Romans understood that trade-off perfectly. Early forms of central heating control were another Roman innovation. Roman bathhouses, for example, regulated temperature across different rooms using clever airflow design and controlled heat distribution. They created zones of warmth with real precision. Temperature control is more than comfort. It's about energy efficiency. The Romans used structure, not electronics, to manage it. Then there were hidden food reserves. Large estates and cities stored grain in sealed underground silos, protected from moisture and pests. These reserves could last for years. Food security is everything. The Roman system ensured supply even during siege or drought. Quiet storage, long-term thinking. The Romans had knowledge of chemical warfare too. They used substances like quicklime in combat, which reacted violently with water, causing burns and disorientation. While dangerous, it shows an understanding of chemistry applied strategically. Knowledge itself isn't banned, the misuse often is, but the principle remains. Understand materials deeply and they become powerful tools. Now let's look at the self-repairing materials concept. Roman concrete didn't just last, it healed itself. When cracks formed, seawater triggered reactions that filled them naturally. This idea is only now being revisited in modern science. Materials that maintain themselves reduce long-term risk. Less maintenance, more resilience. So, why did this knowledge fade? Some of these technologies weren't just lost by accident. They didn't fit systems that depended on consumption, speed, or centralized control. Simpler, longer-lasting solutions often disappear in favor of faster, more profitable ones. But here's the truth that matters. You don't need an empire to use these ideas. You need awareness. What does this mean for survival today? Every one of these Roman innovations points to a single mindset: self-reliance, efficiency, longevity, systems that work without constant input. That's the core of survival. Build structures that last. Use gravity when possible. Store food quietly. Control heat without dependency. Keep tools simple and effective. And always design for failure, because systems will fail. The Romans didn't just build for their time. They built for collapse without even realizing it. And now that knowledge is back in your hands.